Go.
Hi, this is Pete Guitar Martin here. And even though I use Pete Guitar Martin because guitar is my primary instrument, I've been trained and have experience playing numerous instruments, including I've got over 60 credits of college level music classes, which included ear training, music theory, individual piano lessons, and group piano lessons. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to explain your 4 basic triads, and this can apply to any instrument. So let's start. We're just going to stick to C major right now because it's an easy one because it has the no sharps, no flats is the key signature. So if I play C major scale, I'm going to play the 8 scale steps, C to C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And if we number those, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so when we're spelling chords, we do what we say is spell thirds. So a third means we're doing every other scale step. Like if I went 1, 2, 3, and I played 1, 3, that's a third. If then I go from here and I go to count 1, 2, 3, 3, that's another third. Okay, so if we're just using the scale, we want to spell thirds, we say every other note. So if I'm using the musical alphabet, C to C would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. There's no beginning or ending of the musical alphabet. It goes infinitely low, infinitely high. A is not the beginning. G is not the end. C is not the beginning. C is not the end. It's just an infinite repeating series. You go infinitely low, infinitely high of letters. And so the only thing you have to know is that the letter in the alphabet that follows G is A. But at any rate, so if we do this, it's 1, 3, 5 is our major triad. Okay? Now, if we look at this, you've got your 4 basic triads are major, minor, diminished, and augmented. So that's what I'm going to explain today. So scale step 1, scale step 3. If I look at this, this is what we call a major third from C to E because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 half steps. 4 half steps is called a major third because we're going from the first scale step to the third scale step of the major scale. That's where it gets its name, major third. If we go 3 half steps, it's called a minor third. So if I go 1, 2, 3 instead, this is a minor third. Some people call it a flat 3. It's maybe sometimes better to think of it as a lowered 3 because what if your third in that key happens to be a sharp? Then it's the lowered third actually is a natural note in some cases. So, but it's often written like 1 flat 3 5, which just doesn't mean it's necessarily a flat note name, but it's a half step lower than the third scale step of the major scale. So, a major chord is a major triad on the bottom, like low to high, and then a minor triad on the top, because this is, if you see from E to G, there's only 1, 2, 3 half steps. So major chord is major triad on the bottom, and then you take the middle note and you add here, and then a minor on the top. That's your major, what makes a major chord, and it has the same happy major sound. Now, if I take this one note and I lower the third, all of a sudden I've decrease this or diminish this into a minor third interval because it's 1, 2, 3 half steps is a minor third, and we've at the same time with just that one change expanded this to a major interval. From here to here is 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's a major interval. So a minor chord is a minor interval on the bottom and a major interval on the top. And we go back to this, now we're back to the major chord, which is major interval, minor interval. Now if I make them both major, that's called augmented. So by moving the 5th here and doing either, what we might call an augmented 5th or a diminished, 1 through 5. Yeah, augmented 5th, or you could call it a flat 6, I suppose. That's an augmented chord. So that's major, and if I instead lower lower both these, right? Now that's diminished because I've got 1, 2, 3 minor, minor, interval. So a recap, we've got major, minor is a major chord. Minor, major is a minor chord. Major, major is an augmented chord. And or minor interval is diminished chord. And so that diminished chord, this has a 1 flat 3 flat 5 is your diminished triad. You can do the same thing with tetrads, but it gets a little more complicated. We're not going to discuss that in this lesson, just because it's an extra note. And a tetrad has a 4-note chord. So just like C major 7, that's 1 3 5 major 7. But I will say that when you have a major chord, unless there's a major name or major symbol in the chord, 7 doesn't mean major 7, as in the major 7 scale step. It means a lowered 7. So like just a C7 is actually a C flat 7, or C lowered 7th if you wish. So this would be C, E, G, B flat. That's your C7 chord. Okay? So then, again, this is Pete Martin, so I hope that helps you understand a little bit about your 4 basic triads, and this can be applied to any instrument, but it's easily visualized on the keyboards.